Fun Guys foodies, welcome to Fun Guys Kitchen. Today we are doing another one of those more or less quick and easy ones, recipes where the pig does the majority of the work for us. Remember, the pig means Piggly Wiggly. Today what we have are pork cube steaks stuffed with apple raisin stuffing. We have 4 of them here. This is really easy. All you're going to need is your package of pork stuffed cube steak porks, a can of cream of celery, cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, cream of potato, whatever you want. I'm doing cream of celery. I think cream of celery works better with the apple raisin seasonings. You'll need some olive oil, and you'll need a package of the white cheddar queso rice. First thing, you of course need a covered frying pan and a pot. The pot does not need to be covered. You're just heating up the soup, but you're going to make the soup differently. So we're going to do this all as one big package here. So the first thing you do is you pour a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of your pan. Again, you want a good covering, but you don't need it deep. You just want to make sure it's completely covered, because all the excess you're going to be dumping, so why waste it, right? This is more or less to keep everything from sticking. I might go just a little bit too light. Oh, there we go. That looks better. Make sure I get this side too. Yep, there we go. We got a nice light covering. All right, we're going to bring this up to medium high. Okay, now you take your pre-made cube steaks, put all 4 of them in the pan. I'm doing them right away instead of waiting for the pan to get hot, because they will splatter by when you put them in there because they're cold. So put them in here. We're going to put the lid on here. We'll get rid of the garbage right away. I found out not too long ago that the styrofoam, as long as you rinse it, is recyclable. For the longest time, they did not take styrofoam unless it was number 4. So now they're taking pretty much all styrofoam. So we just rinse that off, put it in the recycling bin. And let's see who's giving us a call. Oh, hey, look at that. It's my brother. Hey, Jay, you're on my show. What's going today?
Not much. Just checking to see what the dealio for tomorrow is.
Yes. For those of you who are not sure, because this will come out after Thanksgiving, this is the day before Thanksgiving that I'm doing the show. We're actually going to do 2 shows this week. We're going to do a Thanksgiving show. My brother's bringing my father up for Thanksgiving, and we're going to have Thanksgiving dinner, and I'll show you how we do that too. But for now, I'm going to tell my brother I'm going to call him back in about 5 minutes, and then we'll get back to the show here. All righty, ready?
Bye.
All right, bye. Okay, so what we're going to do is cook this 4 minutes per side. Once it starts bubbling, or 3 minutes per side. I can hear that it is now cooking, so I've already got my timer preset. I'm going to start the timer. This just needs to cook for 3 minutes. Then you turn it, cook it for 3 more minutes. And then you pull the meat out, put it on a platter, and get rid of your grease, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to, told them 5 minutes, of course that's silly because I got a lot of work here to do. So we're gonna go on hold right now while this is cooking. I'm not gonna show you me flipping it. That way I can have 6 minutes to talk to him on the phone. That should handle everything. And I'll be back in just a moment for you. Okay, actually I decided to come back right away. I was able to get that phone call done in less than 3 minutes. The timer is about ready to go off. So I'm going to show you how we do this. As soon as we turn this, there goes the timer. Got my spatula here. We're going to flip these over. As you can see, they're nice and browned already. Put the lid back on, and we're going to roll it a little bit for a little bit of oil to get around there. Now, while this is waiting, we're going to start preparing the soup. Now you're going to make the soup a little bit different than normal. You're going to take 1 can of any of the soups that I mentioned, but instead of mixing it with 1 can of water or 1 can of milk, you're going to mix it with 1 can of water and 1 can of milk. There's a reason for this. I'll explain it in a moment. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drop the condensed milk in the pot and scrape out the excess real quick. Make sure you turn the water on so it gets hot pretty quick. One thing I've noticed about the cream soups, there we go. I'm a little bit off center here. Sorry about that. One thing I noticed about the cream soups is the stuff doesn't all come out of the bottom. So if you use hot water, it works a lot better. And you get the last of the soup out of the bottom of the can. There we go. All right, I've got 1 can of hot water. Stir it in the can a little bit to get as much of it off the sides as possible. Pour that in the pot. If you look in here, I did a pretty good job. There's almost no soup left in this can, which is what you want. Oops. Now you need 1 can of milk. All right, see, it's that easy. Pour 1 can of milk in here. Put it on the burner, put it on medium, and give it a good stir. Make sure you start mixing it up here. You could have started this right off the bat. The advantage that we should have done that first. The phone call sort of threw me off. It takes 5 minutes or so to heat the soup up to the right temperature because you're going to be pouring the soup in the pan that is already hot. If it's too cold, it's going to splatter like crazy, and you certainly do not want to get splattered. It's just not a pleasant experience. Okay, don't need this anymore. Let's go to the spoon. And I forgot to reset the timer for the 3 minutes. It sounds like it's getting pretty close in here. I'm actually going to drop the temperature down to medium and keep the lid on it. Okay. That's starting to mix together really well. I'm pretty sure we're coming close to that 3 minute mark. Let's look at the bottom. Yep, they're done. So we're going to turn the heat off for just a moment. Most of the oil went away, got absorbed, but there's a little bit in there, so let me get my gloves. Remember, don't pour your oil down the drain. I have a bowl in my sink. You save it in the bowl. When it solidifies, you just scrape it into the garbage. All right. Pretty simple. There wasn't much left in there. It did its job. All right, the soup is starting to mix up pretty good here. Let's pour this right in here. Okay, put the lid back on, and now we drop it to simmer. Okay. Actually, you leave it at medium until it boils, or comes to a soft boil. Once it comes to a soft boil, drop it down to simmer, set the timer for 20 minutes. During that 20 minutes, you're going to work on your side dish, which in this case is the rice. You can use pasta also, but with this kind of a meal, I think rice is a better choice. By using the cheddar queso, the white cheddar queso, it also makes the rice creamy, which goes really great with everything else that we're eating here. These packages of rice take about 10 minutes to cook. So since we want this to cook for 20 minutes, you'll set your timer for 10 minutes. When the timer goes off, cook your pasta, your rice, whatever you're doing, today's rice, and at the same time, turn the steaks over one time at that point. Set your timer for 10 minutes, do both of those. We'll come back and I'll show you what we're talking about. All right, be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back, Fungui's Foodies. Timer's about ready to go off. As you can see, this is cooking really, really nice. As soon as the timer goes off, I'll turn the timer off and turn the heat on for the rice. and then we'll turn the steaks. There we go, right on schedule. Nice thing about this timer is it stays on 10 minutes, which is what we want. So we turn this on medium. You don't want it too hot. It has a little bit of milk in here, and it foams up like this really, really fast. So now we turn our steaks. You gotta do it carefully because there's liquid in here. If you do it too fast, it makes a mess. You definitely want to use a spatula because some of it does stick to the bottom of the pan, especially this one here. There we go. Put the lid back on it. Set the timer one more time for 10 more minutes. Now at this point, you're going to make your rice side dish, your pasta side dish, whatever you want. I, again, say that the rice is the way to go with this meal. So if you're going to follow my directions completely, get yourself one bag of the white cheddar queso rice. Really, really good. Put that in there, start it up. On this particular one, you bring everything, including the package, in the pot to a boil. Some of them, you don't put the stuff in right away. So put it in there, give it a good stir. It shouldn't take too long. I should have checked to see if this one needs a lid. This one needs a lid. Let me grab a lid. That's the other thing, not all of these dishes, side dishes, need a lid. If you're big on making from scratch, obviously make it from scratch. But again, most of these shows are geared for people who have short time but they still want a decent meal. This is really, really simple. The whole process, 25 minutes to put a whole meal together, and actually there was time in between. I sat down at the computer, did a few things, so for people who are multitasking, easy dish to do. So this is cooking really, really well. It'll be done in about 10 more minutes. As soon as this comes to a boil, we bring the temperature down to simmer, put a cover on it, and then you stir it. It takes about 7 minutes of cooking, so you should stir it 3 times during that 7 minutes. So basically every 2 minutes or whatever you stir it. So it looks like the butter is almost melted, which means this is going to come to a boil fairly quickly here. This is coming to a boil again. We left it at simmer. We never changed it. I don't know if you can see it, but the boiling has come through here. Very soon it'll cover the entire meat. Really, really excellent. Okay, that's all there is to this, and we'll come back when it comes time to put the rice and everything together, all right? See you in just a moment. All right, Fun Guys Foodies, we're down to our last minute here. So while this is actually 30 seconds here. So one thing you need to remember is your meat has to be, since it's pork, needs to be 145 degrees. 140 is actually okay. Remember, the new pork is not as bad. So, but try for that 140 to 145 on your pork. The rice should be about ready. It is. So what you do is you turn off the temperature or the heat. Give it another quick stir. I leave it on the heat because otherwise it gets cold too fast. So we'll turn that off. Let's get this out of the way. Let's check our temperatures here. Oh yeah, it's done. Very, very awesome. Now the other thing about this meal is these steaks, cube steaks are normally chewy. These things are now really, really soft because of the way we cooked them. And a lot of the sauce got absorbed, which is what you want. Gives it really, really good flavor. So this here needs to sit for 2 minutes. The rice needs to sit for 2 minutes. Then turn this off. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. Let both of them sit for 10 minutes. Excuse me. I don't know where the 10 minutes came from. 2 minutes. Get ready. Your dish is ready, and literally make your dinner. It's that simple. I mean, this whole thing is just, and it's going to be good, obviously. So, and the aprons have been ordered. They're going to be red aprons that say, "I'm a Fun Guys Foodie" at Fun Guys Kitchen. Very cool. So if you would like a chance to win an apron, comment on any of the shows. "I'm a Fun Guys Foodie, let me win." Or something like that. Just make sure you put Fun Guys Foodie and win I don't care how you word it. You want to give me a paragraph? Go right ahead. I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. So this is your dinner. Simple, efficient, and hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for coming to my kitchen. I'm Funguy the Entertainer, cooking for you.